Alright, so we got Talos, Valcoran, the Soul Hunter. I've never heard of this guy before. He sounds like a complete, absolute random. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, man. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. Let's go, let's go.
G'day, guys and gal. It's no secret that I find chaos to be a bit one-dimensional and not super interesting. Like, every single chaotic character was way more dynamic, compelling, and enjoyable to read about before they decided to sell their soul to the forces of hell.
Okay.
Khorne was a nuanced man of honor and
Look at
integrity.
him with the Allen Iverson braids. I'm AI with the braids.
I'm AI with the
braids. I'm AI with the braids.
AI with the braids. Dribble.
Yo, he for real got like the Allen Iverson braids. Now I understand. I know. I gotta clarify jokes now. I know these are like the nails or whatever. Okay, I just had to clarify it because some people were like, "Oh, well, those are actually not braids. Those are actually nails in the head. You're not even understanding Warhammer." Like, bro, chill out, calm down, bro. It's a joke, yo. Like, bro, somebody come get their cousin. Like, yo, what's wrong?
Been horrified by Sigismund's transformation into a cold, ruthless killer. Now he's just like blood for the blood god. I'm gonna kill ya.
That's messed up. Majorkill, that's messed up.
It's just like this. However, by and large, the Night Lords, especially Talos, remain just as interesting, if not more so, than their pre-heresy counterparts. With their attitude towards the Imperium justified, their complicated relationship with Chaos interesting, and some of them even having moments of regret about how things have played out, wishing they could take it all back and once again bask in the glory of the Great Crusade. Basically, this is how Trader Marines should be, and if they were, maybe I'd start giving a shit about them.
Okay.
Either way, Talos is a legendary character and someone worth talking about.
I bet.
So much so that I actually had the thumbnail of this video commissioned just for this video.
Now, if you guys actually don't know what I'm like looking at right now, I'm actually looking at the actual framework of this entire thumbnail right here, y'all. If you really look and really study the detail of the raindrops and the snow and stuff like that, bro, her hair, bro, very detailed. And everything else. Other than that, let's go.
Showing off Talos' most legendary moment as he faced down Janzar. Before we get started, the first of... The Night Lords were the black sheep of the family. Their methods of war were distasteful. Conrad Curse was an asshole and widely disliked by his brothers, and the Legion had gone rogue even before the start of the Horus Heresy. I
mean, bro, he telling us, this is basically telling us that, like, the sky is blue or something like that. Like, bro, we knew this, bro. Yo, we knew he was unlikable. We knew he was a lame. We knew he was a square. We knew that. Come on, man. I don't even have to go into detail how lame he was. Like, we're just gonna keep it at at 1,000 buck 0.10. Let's keep it real for what it is, yo. Like, we knew he was lame. Like, we knew, bro, he was a crash out school threat. We knew if you were even in one of his classes, every time he reached in for his backpack, yo, be careful. As a matter of fact, bro, like, get by the door right now, bro. Because, yo, as soon as he reached in for his backpack, bro, he might have something on him, bro. He was a menace to society.
They also have easily one of the most justified reasons for betraying the Imperium out of all the legions. Talos was born on Nostramo, being chosen on that corrupted world due to his supreme intelligence and the help of his physically powerful and skilled best friend Zal. Whilst both kids were little rascals that liked to stir up shit, they weren't one of the hardcore criminals that Nostramo kept sending to the Legion, poisoning its overall culture. As such, Talos made a great Night Lord and was personally favoured by his Primarch and given the title of Soul Hunter, something that sounds badass but turned out to be a bit of a secret joke that Conrad only told Talos about when the punchline was about to hit. Unlike the modern Talos, a vicious warrior and respected leader, the old Talos was an apothecary, the healer for the Night Lord's 10th Company. He willingly followed his Primarch and joined the traitor's cause at the outbreak of the Horus Heresy. A, because he was a massive simp for his daddy, and B, he actually agreed with the reasonings for telling the Emperor to get fucked. See, the Night Lords were distasteful and vicious, however they were wildly effective. What is the greater evil? Invading a world, bombing its cities into dust and killing 75% of its population over 6 months, or kidnapping the royal family's children, then live streaming them getting tortured, mutilated, and flayed alive to the world's population.
I mean, but like, here's the thing though, they're both nasty though. There is no bro, I don't understand the whole thing about oh, which one is the worst, even though they're both down bad. That's kind of like saying which is worse, like a mass murderer or a terrorist, somebody who legit just did a terrorist attack. Now you could say like that they're both the same, but at the end of the day, bro, I don't even know why we're even comparing. They're both down bad. These guys are both like, bro, villains to society. These guys both, bro, they should all be in a straitjacket, bro, in jail right now. No Mr. Beast challenge. Listen, I don't understand the entire point of comparing which one was like the greater evil or whatever. Bro, they were both evil. Now you could say that, oh, this, like, you know, this method of evil sounds way more harsh. I said harsh. That it sounds way more harsh. And okay, you know what? I understand that. But bro, they're both diabolically evil. It doesn't matter. Yo, to be honest with you, it really don't matter. That's kind of like saying, for example, right? I'm gonna get biblical with y'all. That's kind of like saying, like, you know, which is worse? Yeah, like what's is worse? Adultery, if you know what that means. If you don't know what that means, look it up. Adultery or stealing, right? They're both sins, but I know you guys are like, oh, well, you know, stealing the candy bar isn't as worse as, like, you know, going out and, like, you know, cheating on your partner. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, it's still a sin. It's still a sin. It doesn't matter. Now, some people may say that, oh, like, you know, somebody cheating on their partner or whatever is that's way worse than like a kid stealing from like a store. But at the same time, though, like, it could always, you know, if you let the kid off, it can always get worse for the kid, and they can start, you know, stealing, you know, millions of dollars from banks and stuff like that. Then what? You know, you could have stopped them back then, but you just thought that, oh, well, it's a little candy bar, so, you know, you get what I'm saying, right? So at the end of the day, like, it's just nothing but evil. Let's not sit up here and try to, you know, act like, oh, well, even though the first option, I forgot what the first option was that Majorkill just said, but then the second option was, oh, they were murdering this, and that's when they kidnapped this, that's when they, you know, recorded it and, like, you know, showed on the video that somebody was getting, you know, whatever. Like, yes, the second one had way more evil in it, but bro, it's all evil, bro. Like, Warhammer itself is evil, you know, but it is what it is.
Causing the world to surrender. Objectively, torturing children is the way better option. No massive infrastructure getting destroyed, no life-wasting wars. So despite low amounts of death and suffering, the Night Lords were shunned and insulted by the other legions. Even though the Emperor created them for this method of war, even the Emperor eventually turned his back on them. When Conrad had a vision of the Horus Heresy and tried to warn his brothers, he was insulted and abused for suggesting the possibility of such things. The Night Lords also felt shit about the fact that after all the worlds they had brought into the Imperium's fold, they were being sidelined and looked down on. So they were like, fuck you then, and declared for Horus. Talos was actually one of the few Night Lords who were present at the Siege of Terra. This is interesting, as by this point Conrad hated the traitor legions almost as much as he hated the loyalists, due to them all bending over and getting raw-dogged by chaos. He saw chaos as a weakness, a new master that made pawns out of its servants. So he took,
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, he's not wrong.
Of his legion to Sagwelsa to create a fortress there. However, Talos believed in his interpretation of the traitor's cause, so he went to Terra with his 10th company, and what do you know? A shitload of them died, with a few survivors limping back to Sagwelsa. His straight-talking attitude, nobility, and conviction made him a standout Night Lord, one of the very few Conrad actually liked, as by this point, the majority of the Legion had been chosen from the strongest stock on Nostramo, which meant it had been chosen from murderers, rapists, and other unsavory criminals.
Gotham's finest, y'all. If that's not an application for itself, yo, if you've been to Gotham as a, you know what? Be quiet. Yo, if you're currently in Gotham City, Arkham Asylum right now, bro, you're automatically a fit for the job. Yo, you don't need bro, a 5-year degree. You don't need a 10-year degree. You don't need a doctorate. You don't need a bachelor's or nothing. Bro, if Batman put you in jail 2 weeks ago, bro, you're a perfect fit for us. That's basically what he just said.
This is why Conrad blew Nostramo up, so that he could try stem the tide of shit aspirants, but it was too little too late by then. Conrad would continuously call Talos Soul Hunter, which his Legion buddies were jealous of because cool edgy nicknames given by Primarchs were a massive vibe.
Why are you jealous about that? Bro, I'm relieved. Woo! I'm relieved. Bro's name is Soul Hunter. We know where he going. What? Why they jealous about that? Y'all jealous because Conrad, bro, the psychopathic weirdo? Yo, y'all jealous that he gave somebody else a nickname? Yo, that's like, bro, that's like, yo, no disrespect, bro, but that's kind of like King Von giving me a nickname. Oh, like, you my little demon. I'm your little who? I'm your what? I'm your little Who? What? I'm the what? No, I don't want though. I don't want that succubus nickname. Yo, when somebody gonna call me like, yo, the only name that I really want is when like an older lady or something like that call me sweetie or honey or whatever. I like that. Hey, I take that nickname. I'll take it 24. Yo, if I can get called that for the rest of my life, bro, I'll be set for life. I don't want I do not want a school threat, a menace to society call me, oh, that's my little twin right there. Yo, we're not twins, bro. We're not twins at all. Never was. We will never be twins. I would never claim you. What are we talking about?
However, as Conrad low-key performed suicide by allowing a Calidus assassin to cut his head off, he told Talos what the nickname actually meant. Talos would hunt one soul above all others. He would defy his Primarch's final order to hunt this one soul. And he was right. Despite Conrad telling his legion to leave the assassin alone and allow her to peacefully leave after killing him, Talos pursued, cornered, fought, and then killed the assassin. A very impressive feat considering Imperial assassins are generally considered to be...
Is he talking about like the assassin that be in like the little latex? Is he talking about that girl? Hey, cause no lie, bro, she can do whatever she wants to me. Yo, she can go absolutely crazy on me. As a matter of fact, bro, she could pull out all type of assassination of bimps against me, bro. For real, bro. Honestly, like, do what you gotta do, girl. Like, well, you got a contract to take me out? Okay. You got me. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
significantly more powerful than Astartes. Just look at the fucking Eversaw.
No. What a girl version at?
Be considered to be significantly more powerful than Astartes.
Hey, real life, if this pulls up on me, I'm fighting back. hey, where the girl version? Hey, if the girl pull up on me, you got it, girl. Hey, babe, you got it. As a matter of fact, I'm yours. I'm yours. Yo, if this thing right here pulls up on me, yo, no lie, bro. I'm F5 in him, bro. Real life.
Fucking Eversaw. With Conrad dead, the Legion began to fracture and then shattered when the Ultramarines attacked Sagwelsa and the Night Lords ran for their lives. Talos decided to remain with the 10th Company under the leadership of Vandred, an honourable warrior who was a god-tier shipmaster. However, Vandred had made a deal with the devil, allowing himself to be possessed by a demon in order to increase his power. However, the demon was able to dominate his will and take control, becoming the Exalted. Talos was still a loyal guy, and he had sworn oaths to Vandred, so whilst he loathed what his lord had become, he still followed his orders. At a similar time, one of his squad mates, Uzas, had begun falling to Khorne, and would start frothing and chanting Khornite battle cries before a combat operation. This would result in Talos punching him in the face and telling him to shut the fuck up. Talos hated chaos. He saw it as a weakness, not a strength. A tool to be used, sure, but not something to sell your soul for. Other than the Exalted, the 10th Company was quite free of corruption, with their ship, the Covenant of Blood, being one of the least corrupted trader ships around. Talos wasn't just special because he was a cool dude with a strong moral code. His gene seed had evolved and mutated, giving him visions similar to that of his Primarch. Now unfortunately, these visions were complete agony for Talos, and he had accidentally killed fellow Night Lords during them. He would seizure really hard for days on end, seeing futures that would help the 10th Company at the cost of his own health. As such, he was revered as a prophet, and even as the heir to the Night Haunter due to their shared ability. However, unfortunately for Talos, his body actually wasn't compatible with the gene seed. Each vision seizure brought him closer to death.
Headache of Doomerson. I know his head was throbbing, bro. Hey, y'all ever have like one of those headaches, bro? Hey, it gets to the point to where you can't even, like, all you want to do is sleep. Yo, you know that headache is knocking when all you want to do, you don't even, bro, like, you know your headache is nasty, bro, when you don't like light. When the light irritates that headache, ooh, bro, you just want to be in all darkness. For real, bro. You want to be like a caveman or something, bro. Like you don't even want nothing to shine on you, because like it'll actually, like, you know, like the literal light won't hurt your head, obviously, but like just like having like a bright light, I feel like that would like kind of irritate like the membrane or whatever it's called, like the 5 different names it's called. But like, man, like You know what I'm talking about, bro. Real ones know.
If his gene seed was placed in a more suitable
ones know,
host,
for real.
then they could have endless visions with no downside. But for Talos, he would pop a hemorrhoid and shit blood for each snippet of the future. Talos was the opposite of a kiss-ass. When he met Abaddon, he thought the Warmaster was a little bitch, and he rejected his request for Talos to join the Black Legion. So Abaddon shot him and literally threw his soul to the Chaos Gods to try corrupt him. Shit like this is why I don't like Abaddon. However, despite being faced off with a sliver of each Chaos God, Talos rejected each and all of them. Nurgle and Khorne weren't really that interested, but Slaanesh and Tzeentch gave his soul a red hot crack. Talos would simply brush them off and return to the 10th Company. He was also a surprisingly wholesome dude. He treated his mortal servants with respect, killing a fellow Night Lord because that Night Lord once killed one of his servants. I wouldn't say he was nice to them though. Harsh, but fair. For example, he told his servant Septimus not to fuck his other servant, a female navigator called Octavia. However, Septimus did end up fucking Octavia and he impregnated her. So Talos beat the ever-living shit out of Septimus, breaking multiple of his bones as punishment. And you know, fair enough. Before Talos's...
How is that fair enough? So, wait, hold on. Bro, how you a brother? Like, hold up. How you... Bro, you a man just like me, but you don't want me to... Bro, we all servants, bro. We not even on your level. Why you trying to stoop down to our level and be in our business? Yo, so if I want to beat the Doonings down, why are you involved with like me and her, bro? What is up with you? Like, bro, if I wanted to, you know, get really intimate with this woman right here, and she wanted to, like, I can see if I was being weird, you know, I can see if I was like, you know, scaring the girl away, and bro was like, all right, bro, like, chill out. Then I understand that. But it sounds like that they was like trying to like have a relationship, or they was trying to like, you know, be intimate, and bro just stopped it. What you stopped it for? And I still hit. She might move on to rappers, ball players. We all know I hit it first. Stop playing. I hit it first. Stop playing with me. And guess what? Yo, you can go ahead and break some of my bones. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. Stop playing with me. Yo, go ahead and break my bones. Guess what? It was worth it. Go ahead. Yo, you can break some of my bones. But yo, I was using my bone to break something else. Yeah. Stop playing. Really laid it down. Stop playing. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, jealous much? What, you mad because she wasn't interested in you, bro?
Death, which I'll get to because it was wildly badass, he actually freed his servants from their oaths to him, meaning they were one of the very few mortal members of the 10th Company to survive. The other 50,000 or so died. Eventually, Vandred was able to retake control of his body from the demon, and he sacrificed his life to save Talos, leading to Talos taking command of the remains of 10th Company. He returned to Sagwelsa to find a human population there, which he used to remind us that despite him having a strong sense of justice, nobility and honesty, he is still a very evil man. The world's population were
it's Warhammer. Everybody evil, besides Vulcan.
viciously hunted, tortured, and genocided in order to send the Imperium a message that they wouldn't forget. However, something unexpected happened. The Eldar craft world Ulthwé sent Janzar and a small force of elite Eldar to wipe out the 10th Company. See, they had had a vision that a legendary Night Lord prophet would bring pain and doom upon their craft world, so they decided to kill him before that could happen. The 10th Company made their last stand and was slaughtered one by Janzar. Eventually, the entire warband was either dead or incapacitated, all except for Talos. And Malkarion, but you know, he doesn't count. Talos was outclassed, outmatched, and doomed, yet he did not waver or back down, taking on the Phoenix Lord and putting up a decent fight before losing. However, even when Janzar got chased off by a gunship flown by Talos' servants who had come back to save their ex-master.
Let me just say this real quick. Let me just intervene real quick. No lie, bro. Yo, if I'm standing across from her, I'm like, dang, girl, you got me. I just want one diamond. Before you finish me off. Before you finish me off, I just want one dying request. Step on me. Chill. I'm playing. Yo, I'm playing. Yo, chill out. Yo, do not put me in another compilation, yo. Yo, the compilations y'all made was absolutely down bad. Y'all took me out of context. Do not put me in another compilation, please, bro. I'm just playing. I'm just joking around. Yo, I would never do nothing like that. Like, why would I do something like that? Like, why would I even say something like that? It was a joke. It's a joke.
On their own volition, Talos refused to be saved, telling them that
What? It's a joke.
he had to kill Janzar no matter what. And kill her he did. His sword was broken, his armor compromised, and he had literally no chance of outclassing her. On their next encounter a few minutes later, she easily fatally stabbed him before he was like, "Lamau, you've activated my trap card," and jihaded her tits off with an explosive device he was holding, ending the life of the legendary Soul Hunter, but also beating a Phoenix Lord. His gene seed would survive, however, eventually being planted in a new Night Lord, who had none of the compatibility issues of Talos, meaning there is now a god tier Farseer Night Lord who is currently in the—
Damn, bro, what a downgrade. Yo, you see, yo, what a downgrade, yo. I don't know if bro just got done with like, with like a dentist appointment. I don't know if he just got like 5 root canals done, but why his jaw so swollen?
process of uniting the Night Lords back into a legion, their first target, Kraflod Ulthwé. Talk about a self-fulfilled prophecy. Now, Talos isn't a legend because he slew Imperial heroes or was the Imperium's arch-nemesis. On the scale of things, he didn't actually achieve much, and his death was unremarked by all other than a few Night Lords. However, it was his character that made him so compelling. Post-heresy Talos is the same, if not better, than pre-heresy. A man driven to do what he thinks is just and right. A harsh leader, but a fair one. If more traitor Astartes were like Talos and his 10th company, they would be an insanely compelling faction, not just a bunch of hypocrites who drank the Chaos Kool-Aid. I highly recommend you guys read the Night Lords trilogy. It's all about Talos and is the first bit of 40k lore that made me actually start liking the traitor legions. I've more or less skimmed over 3 books worth of lore in this video, so if you enjoyed this, then you know where to go for further reading. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the—
Shout out to Majorkill, man, for this video. It's my first time ever hearing about this guy right here, man. I mean, he sounded pretty calm. I mean, he was a part of the Night Lords, so, we not gonna, we ain't gonna glaze him too much, but he wasn't that man. Shout out to Majorkill for this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, man. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. See y'all later. Thanks for them out. Peace out, everybody.